In the final years of the Second World War, the German High Command became a battlefield of its own, a battlefield filled not with tanks and soldiers, but with ego, fear, ambition, and desperate attempts to escape responsibility. As the tides of war turned against Germany, its generals, who once appeared united under a single vision, began pointing fingers at each other. Each defeat created another wave of blame and excuses, and each general tried to rewrite his own role in the collapse of the German war effort. In the early victories, many German generals felt proud of their achievements: the rapid conquest of Poland, the stunning fall of France, and the sweeping advances across the Soviet Union made them appear unstoppable. Yet, even in these moments, cracks began to appear beneath the surface. Some generals believed their successes were being overshadowed by Adolf Hitler's constant interference, while others felt that fellow officers were being promoted beyond their abilities. The seeds of blame were planted long before the war began to turn against them. When Germany invaded the Soviet Union in Operation Barbarossa, the High Command expected a quick victory. However, the Soviet resistance, the harsh winter, and a lack of preparation led to a grinding war of attrition. The generals who had supported the invasion began to distance themselves from its failures. Some blamed each other for logistical mistakes, some blamed intelligence officers for underestimating the Soviet Union, others blamed Hitler for refusing to allow tactical retreats, and at times they blamed the weather, the terrain, and even the soldiers themselves. The search for someone to blame became a silent battle inside every planning room. By 1942, the German army was stretched thin across vast fronts. Many generals argued endlessly about strategy. General Franz Halder complained that Hitler's decisions were reckless, while others accused Halder of being too cautious and too old-fashioned. When the German advance stalled, every member of the High Command insisted that he had warned others in time. Each man tried to protect his legacy. Each man feared being remembered as the one who made the fatal mistake. The Battle of Stalingrad pushed these rivalries into open conflict. As the Sixth Army was surrounded, many generals secretly blamed General Paulus for being too obedient, while others blamed Hitler for refusing a breakout order. Paulus himself blamed the lack of reinforcements and the impossible demands placed upon him after the defeat. Every general attempted to explain why he was not responsible. Some claimed they were ignored, others claimed they were silenced. A few claimed they had predicted the disaster months before. The truth became buried under layers of self-defense and rivalry. In North Africa, Field Marshal Erwin Rommel became a symbol of brilliance and daring, yet even he was not free from blame games. Rommel blamed the High Command for failing to provide supplies and reinforcements. His rivals blamed him for acting independently and ignoring orders. The Navy blamed the Air Force for failing to protect convoys. The Air Force blamed the Navy for poor planning. The entire North African campaign became a chain of accusations as each branch of the military refused to accept responsibility for defeat. By 1944, Germany faced invasion from both east and west. The generals no longer argued behind closed doors. They openly criticized each other. Some accused others of incompetence. Some accused others of being too loyal to Hitler. Some accused others of being traitors. The High Command became divided into cliques, each group trying to protect its own members and destroy the reputation of others. Every failure created a storm of finger-pointing and whispered allegations. The failed assassination attempt on Hitler in July 1944 brought a wave of paranoia. Many generals accused each other of disloyalty. Some attempted to prove their loyalty by blaming others for the plot. Some feared being associated with the conspirators and quickly distanced themselves by claiming ignorance or pretending to have warned Hitler in private. The atmosphere became toxic and trust disappeared entirely. As the Allies advanced into Germany, the generals prepared for defeat, but they also prepared for something else: their own future reputations. They began writing diaries, letters, and memoirs, carefully shaping the story they wanted the world to believe. Every man wanted to appear brilliant and farsighted. Every man wanted to show that he had disagreed with Hitler's mistakes but had been forced to obey against his will. Many generals suddenly claimed they were strategic geniuses held back by political interference. They blamed Hitler, they blamed each other, they blamed circumstances, they blamed everything except themselves. After the war, these memoirs shaped how history remembered them. Generals who had once fought side by side now fought to protect their image. Some claimed they had no real power, others claimed they had warned of disaster, but were ignored. The blame game continued in post-war interrogations and interviews, and in books. They tried to redeem themselves in the eyes of the world, blaming their fellow officers for the failures of the war machine they had once proudly served. In the end, the reason German generals blamed each other was simple: they were human beings caught in a collapsing system. They feared punishment, they feared humiliation, they feared being remembered as failures, and so they turned on each other, hoping to escape the shadow of defeat. Their battles after the war were not fought with weapons, but with words, excuses, and rewritten memories. Their story reminds us that even the most powerful leaders can break under pressure, even the greatest militaries can crumble from within, and even the most confident generals can become desperate when history begins to judge them. The collapse of the German war effort was not caused by one man or one decision. It was the result of countless failures across strategy, leadership, organization, and ideology. But instead of accepting this truth, the generals looked for someone else to blame, believing that shifting the responsibility would save their legacy. Yet history sees through these excuses and reveals the deeper truth: a system built on fear, ego, and blind loyalty will always end in division, betrayal, and inevitable collapse. So if you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your friends and subscribe this channel. Also like this video.